full screen. Okay, so this question here is from the last test or something similar to the last test. Am I on here? There we go. All right, so today is May the 5th, 2017. Our warm-up.
We'd like to make 27.
Okay, now this question, I really want to make sure everyone does and gets down here. We're going to say, find the derivative of the question was f of x equals 3x minus 2 to the 4 and 3x squared plus 1 to the cubed. Okay. Now hold on, Chris. I'm going to pass on you because not everyone nailed this question here. Okay. Can I get someone to be brave other than Chris to pass you, Austin? Can you give me the line here, please? Go ahead.
So you have f(x) equals 4 brackets 3x minus 2.
Yeah.
Brackets to the power of 3.
Yeah.
Brackets 3.
Yeah.
And then you have your 3x squared plus 1.
Okay, now let's just keep, we're still going to keep going, okay? So that's a good start. Now let's make sure we know how we did this, okay? So the derivative of the 4 just came down from the power here. The derivative of 3x minus 2 is just 3 in there. And the leftover part is the 3x squared plus 1. Can I get another volunteer, please, Teresa, to take the derivative of this for me, please? Go ahead. Yeah? Okay, good. And then 3x minus 2 to the 4. Okay? All right, now this was a 4-mark question on your test, I think. There's more stuff going on here, but that got you 1 mark right there. The next mark would be grouping. Can I get somebody with a great deal of self-confidence? Sorry, I'm going to snub you say for a little bit, Chris. Okay,
No
I'll come back to you eventually. Go ahead.
So I took out a 3.
Yeah?
A 3x squared plus 1 to the square root of 2.
Yeah.
And a 3x squared plus 1 to
3x minus 2 to 3.
Minus 2 to 3,
Yeah,
sorry.
good.
Oh,
You might be able to take it to 6 as well, but
yeah, you take it.
it's
I
4
took it
times.
out later.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take it out right here, though, if that's
Okay.
okay. And it's up to 6.
I
Now,
took it out later.
kindness, okay? So the way I looked here, 4 times 3 is 12. That divides by 6, so I'm left with a 2. And I took out 3 of those, so that's gone. And I have a 3x squared plus 1. Took out a 6, so I'm left with a 3. And I'm left with a 3x minus 2. Okay? Things say 3x. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is why Mr. Sandler only got a 99, and I'm just joking, I could get a 99, I wish, in high school calculus. Okay. We're looking good, but not yet great. James Campbell. Can you show off your foiling skills for me, please? Now, hold on. Before I do that, James, what part do we foil here? Yeah, just the part in the square brackets. You don't want to foil the stuff on the left. It's going to be a huge mess. Why, James? I'm going to put pressure on you. I'm sorry about that. Why do I have to foil the stuff in the square brackets? He's freezing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put pressure on you. Why do you foil the stuff in the square brackets? Let me help you here. Yeah, to simplify. We're hoping that since we're adding these things together, right, you want to bring them together and hopefully back. That's what you want to have happen. And if your teacher picks a good question, like I will with this unit, okay, because we're going to need to do f prime of x equals 0. That's what part of the lesson today will do that. Sorry, James, to interrupt you. Can you show off your foiling skills, please? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, somebody asked me, actually, a lot of people ask me this. They say, Mr. Sadler, when do we stop? When do you stop? Sorry, is that a question or an answer? One more time? Say what I don't see.
The three, and then, yeah. You will come, yeah.
Like these two, you mean?
Like above.
Oh.
Yeah, no. The three, this and six.
Yeah, you could do it like that, yes. You could if you want to, right? Because that would be 18, right? 3 times 6 is 18, and then it's divided by 6, so it's left with 3. Right, that's it. Okay, when do you know when to stop in this question? Chris, you can take this one.
Alright, well, just until you can't, like, foil out, or when you can't, like, refoil or factor everything.
Like the question on the test, I think, was solve this is equal to 0, right? That was, whoops, that's 15.
Oh, this was the one where we had some...
Not quite, it was a little bit different, because you know, you were saying to yourself, oh my goodness, I didn't get this answer. Don't worry, it was a little bit different than this question. Okay? What could the only final step I could do here? There's only one last thing I could potentially do. No cylinder, what else could I do? Yeah, try and trinomial factor. Or if it's like 0 equals, you'd be like solving a root, it'd be like, you know, quadratic formula, okay? But that would be the only thing you're left to do. Nothing in my mind adds, multiplies to 30 and adds to negative 6. So we'll leave it like that, and we'll say that's f prime of x.
And then that's the factor form.
That's factor form.
I was gonna respond, you should never stop.
Yeah, you should never stop. All right, time for a joke, maybe not yet.
Yes, please.
This is killing me here.
These jokes will kill us.
All right, why did the doctor keep operating on patients even though he wasn't very good at it? He needed the practice. These are bad. These are, I don't know if these are worth it.
These are so worth it.
All right, so homework first of all. This was 14 on page. We'll continue number 14. Page 158.
I'm just gonna go over here.
Okay, it says the range of an aircraft in miles per hour is r is equal to negative 1 over 2,000 s squared plus 2s minus 1,200, where s is equal to the speed and r is equal to range. Part A says determine the range at speed 2100. Okay, this is gone. So if I get another volunteer, tell me how I'd actually solve this one. No, Sandra, go ahead. Yeah, that's all you do for this one. Okay? So S would be, I just stop there and say S is 2100, because it's going to be, I don't have my calculator, right, but I don't have a calculator, but then that's all you do for that one. Okay. Next it says, the engine speed is restricted from values from 1,000 RPM to 3,100 RPM. Within these values, determine the intervals of increase and decrease of the function. So all that part B says, it says we're going from 1,000. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, that's like our domain for this question. Okay. It says looking for intervals of increase and decrease. What is an interval of increase or decrease? How do we find that? Yeah, okay. So we're solving f prime of x is equal to 0. That's what we're solving here. Okay, so I'm going to say r primed. Okay, now this one looks very, very frightening. You know, Sandra, I'm subbing. You're not picking on you on this one since you've raised your hand so much. Thank you, though. Okay, somebody tell me r primed, other than Noah. What's negative 1 over 2,000 s squared? What does that turn into? I'm going to have to get Spider-Man back out today. Alistair, I'm picking on you. Sorry, we picked on James. What's the derivative of negative 1 over 2,000 s squared? Yeah, negative 1 over 1,000, but yeah. S. Okay, good, and the derivative of 2s is 2. Okay. Now, compared to that monster for a warm-up, that should be nice, right? That's a nice derivative. Okay. Okay. Emma, how do I solve what do I do next now?
So every time that it says find the interval increase, decrease, find the derivative.
Yeah, you find the derivative, then you do the interval chart, right? If it's above or below, it's all good. Right? Right? Yeah, well, not quite, but yeah, well, what we're gonna do first before we do that is we're gonna do this first. Right, because you have to find out when it hits the max, right? Okay, so this is gonna be then 1/1000 S equals 2, so S is 2000. Okay. Haley, when S is 2000, what does that mean? Okay, somebody help her out. What does that mean? Go ahead.
That you don't need the limit of 3100 because you can't go above 2000.
Yes, but more than that though. When S is 2000, that is, yes, sort of. But when S is 2000, what does that mean, S is 2000? What does that mean when S prime, when S is 2000, R prime is 0? What does R prime equal 0 mean? Yeah, so we have no slope here, so no slope, which equals max or min, right? It's either going to be at the top, the highest, or the lowest revolution or range at this point, okay? So this is going to be, we're going to say here then, we are going to make our chart now. We're going to say R, we're going to have S is less, sorry, 1000 to 2000. Less than S is less than 3100. Unfortunately, we only have one equation. And then it's going to be the shape of f of x. Okay, so that's what that says. If you can't read, it says negative 1/1000 S plus 2 is what it says there. Okay, so let's say I pick 1500. Okay, 1500 over 1000 is negative 1.5 plus 2 is a plus, and then 2500 divided by 1000 is negative 2.5 plus 2 is a minus. If it is a positive, if it's a plus, what does the graph look like? What are we up to, Brad? What does the graph look like if it's positive? Yeah, you're pointing, I hope you mean like this, so it's a positive, look at the positive slope we're thinking here, right? Okay? And then the same thing, that's going to be a negative slope. So, what did they say? What's the interval of increase? What's the interval of increase then? How long? When are we increasing? From where to where? Thank you. Therefore, the interval of increase is 1000, so S is less than 2000, and the interval of decrease is 2000, 3100. Is that, I don't know what else, does that sort of make sense now? No? So when we go to C says graph using a calculator. D says, why does increasing the engine speed not always increase the range? Just in English here, for anyone who has a car, okay? Let's say that you were to, why would there be a certain point that increasing the engine speed would not make the car go faster? What would happen eventually?
Yeah, that's efficient using more gas.
And that's what they're saying basically here, right? You get to a point where it's the optimal efficiencies of 2000 RPM, right? After that, you're burning more gas than you would be getting the increase of speed or whatever the scenario is here. Okay. All right. Now I'm less interested in D. D is more for the engineers in the world. I'm more for the math as far as this, right? So if you were stuck on D, that's okay. That's fine. I'm not having an issue with that. Okay, right. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video, tell one more joke. If you guys don't like the jokes, just somebody tell me at the end of the class, but I just thought I'll try it for today.
Team 4.